Your wedding begins here. You've found your person. Now find your perfect place. Welcome to Marin County, where your love story meets its perfect setting. Exchange vows beneath ancient redwoods on a sun-kissed beach or overlooking the sparkling San Francisco Bay. Whether you're planning an intimate elopement or a grand affair, Marin offers the space and the spirit to make your wedding uniquely yours. Discover where forever begins at visitmarin.org and explore the weddings page for details.
Brews and Banter.
Hey, Frank.
Hey, Roman. How's it going?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. We have a fun guest today. Snakes, introduce yourself.
What's up, everyone? I'm Snake, the Bigfoot hunter, and I'm pretty famous for finding a dead Bigfoot body in Adirondack Park, and happy to be here and share some time with you guys.
Yeah, we tried to connect. I know you were at the New York State Fair, so I think I didn't see it until shortly before that started, but I was trying to see if we could connect before that to have you on before the show, but it didn't work. But Dak, right? Dak is the Bigfoot's name?
Dak, yeah. Dak the specimen.
For Adirondack?
I'm nervous now because I go to Adirondacks a lot.
Yeah. Well,
you should be really careful about that.
And Roman has as much hair, right?
Yeah. Roman's got Roman maybe on his back, yeah.
My back.
So yeah, let's get into it. So, to just get everybody up to speed here, you found, I guess, even a carcass, right? A Bigfoot.
Yeah. Yeah. So this body was found west of Old Forge, just south of Moose River Plains mountain area, and a lot of people who kind of like hunt for Bigfoot or think about where a Bigfoot could live, would typically think like high in the mountains or further deep in the forest. And this creature was found kind of in a swampy plains area. And we've had a lot of people who have seen sightings of Bigfoot up in Adirondack Park in swampy terrain. So I think they do go close to water sources, and that's where I found mine.
I've hunted at Moose River Plains.
I've camped there, yeah.
Yeah, like stayed there for four nights. Just roughing it with
probably your relative.
Yeah, maybe maybe we're related. Hey, give us a little background about yourself and how did this whole thing started?
How'd you get into it? Yeah,
were you hunting for Bigfoot, or this came up on like an accident? You were hiking and you came across it.
No, so I started kind of getting invested in Bigfoot right around the same time, like my marriage started falling apart, my first marriage, and it kind of became a really big kind of escape for me, and a way to kind of connect with people online and to meet up with people and to go hiking, doing adventuring. And to be honest, that was kind of just a way to build community and have a similar topic. I didn't really think anything of Bigfoot or take it really seriously until about 7 years ago when I was with a friend who he was an audio expert, and he actually right now is capturing audio in Costa Rica of the jungles, and he'll take that audio and bring it to these hippie retreats where people can do ayahuasca and stuff, and they'll play the sound of the jungle. I guess, you know what I mean? It's like
ambiance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like an expert at this audio. He's been doing it for years. So we went up into Adirondack Park, more close towards the Vermont area, and we were shooting audio out into the woods up there, and we were getting fucked up, to be honest with you, and we were drinking and partying, and he was shooting audio, and I was just kind of having a gas at it, and we started getting howls coming back at us. Okay, so this was probably around 1 a.m, I would imagine. He kept on sending the howls, and we slowly started getting these howls coming back, and he's all excited about it, and I'm amped up, and it starts becoming a little more and more daunting and scary, actually, because he wanted to capture the sound. We think the sounds are getting closer, and as you can imagine, it starts becoming more and more terrifying. So we basically felt like this creature had come somewhat close to our camp. I'm telling my friend, shut down the sound, and I'm throwing logs on the fire to kind of build up our presence there. And there was a absolute stench that kind of hovered around that area for quite a while. And eventually the sun started coming up and we were able to kind of evacuate that space. And, we were planning on camping for 4 days straight, and we wound up just canceling at that point. I was like, I think we got what we came for, and that was enough for me, and got out of there. So that's kind of how I first started believing in Bigfoot. And yeah, it's been a wild ride, and since that point, I've done a bunch of other kind of trips, both with people and solo. And hadn't really seen anything. I had picked up greater kind of skill set of knowledge of like what to look for and which types of tracks, and kind of developed my own strategy on hunting Bigfoot, which is nothing like the idiots on the show Finding Bigfoot or a lot of the crap you see on TV. And I tell people this all the time, like hunting for Bigfoot is actually really freaking boring. Like you're not out there banging on logs.
And the wood knocks, right? Yeah.
I mean, the whole Bigfoot is a naturally elusive creature, and just going out in the woods and banging on stuff and putting up sex pheromones from a possum and things like that, it's not going to attract this creature. So typically, you go out and you look for bent branches or trees where the snow load wasn't no snow load, but the branches were broken pretty high up above where a bear or larger creature could be. There's bent branches too. There's trail indicators. So if you like go hiking and you like map your route back, like some people like to leave a ribbon on a trail, there's Bigfoot that do that, and they just do it in more subtle ways. So you can hike for a while, and then you'll start noticing some bent branches that are kind of happening. And when you pause there, you can kind of start looking for markers where you can kind of track them along.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the signs that are indicators of a Bigfoot, but you can differentiate from a bear?
So if you know how to hang like a bear trap, like or for your food, where like you put a sack up in the tree, similar to that, a bear won't be able to get to. I call them honeypots. Is basically where you want to leave something that would be super enticing to a Bigfoot, and there is no rhyme or reason to it. And I've had a lot of different people tell me all different things that they've left out for Bigfoots. Anything from baked yams to Twinkies to cupcakes, you name it.
Bacon.
You could put bacon up there and see, you build your own honeypot. So you put it up in the tree, or put it up in a high area. And I would do this regularly when I would go looking for Bigfoot, is you find some area where you can see some bent branches or some potential footprints, maybe nearby some type of water source. That's where I would hang a honeypot up, and I would go away from to a distance from it and just kind of watch it. You can do that for a day or two. Now, like I said, that doesn't make for good TV, but that's kind of what you do. kind of watch, wait, and you, I call it caveman camping. And it's basically, you don't really want to let your presence be known too much or disturb the environment. So less fire, the better. You call it caveman camping for that reason. You're not cooking things. You want to kind of be one with nature.
Yeah. So, and for people listening and watching, you do have, we talked about the body found. You do have the body in your possession, and it was on display. So we can talk about that further, but I didn't know if people listening or watching would be like, well, yeah, great. Where's the body? Well, you actually do have one. And you've had testing, I think at Cornell?
Yep. Cornell University.
So you get DNA testing?
Which was a crazy process, as you can imagine. So that's a little further down.
Yep.
But when I found the body was in South Woods River, Plains Mountain, that area, and it was in a state of decomposition. So we think it was probably like within a week's time that I had stumbled upon it, and decomposition had set in, and it was a moist environment, and This thing smelled like hell. Worst smell I've ever smelled. And I vomited numerous times, and I had to kind of self-check myself, leave the body, come back, make sure that I wasn't hallucinating. I knew I hadn't done any drugs, but maybe it was a flashback from a decade ago. And but it was there, and that's when I really had to kind of check myself, because my first instincts was to kind of like, maybe I should call a park ranger, maybe I should call police. And all of the conspiracy theories and movies and twisted plot lines kind of ran through my head, and I decided I'm going to call my friends, and we're going to get the body out of there. So I wound up calling a friend of mine who actually has he's in a marijuana industry up in Adirondack area, and he also is a hunter and taxidermist. So I knew he would keep his mouth shut, basically. And this was right up his alley. So I got him and a couple friends to come with me back out there. And I had told them that I had killed a bear and needed help. So as we got closer to the body, I did tell them that we're about to, like, don't be running out of the woods. Like, you're going to smell something. This thing, I need your help on this project. And kudos to them. They helped me. And we basically, I had told them to bring 2 tarps, and we layered the tarps down, and we had to drag the body out of the woods, which was a horrible endeavor. It was the worst 7 hours of all of our combined lives. Lots of puking, dehydration, smelled like hell. And then we got it into his truck and drove it up to his place. And that's where we kind of assessed the situation and figured out how to save as much as we could. So that's where we had the taxidermy process, which was equally, if not worse, than just trying to transport this thing. So that's I've been trying to figure out how to pull this all together into a concise presentation for you. But if you can imagine cutting open a giant body that's hairy and decomposing, it was all of that and more. Very disgusting.
So you're this is 8 foot tall, 300-pound animal, something like this?
Yeah, we estimate that that's what it was when it was at full capacity. When we got it, it was in state decomposition, and then we had to remove the internal organs and kind of skin it, and we had to put polymers and stuff on the skin to make it semi-elastic still, so we could stitch it back together. We did harvest the, which was on display, we harvested a reproductive bone, which is an anomaly that we found in the Bigfoot. And so this bone, we believe...
like bone is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. The Bigfoot's got a bone like a serious bone. It's an 8-inch long bone that's inside of his actual penis.
Oh, that little thing?
Well, that's 8 inches, but then there's the flesh. So this bone, if you look on a baculum, I call it a baculum. Uh-huh. The baculum exists in polar bears and other mammals. And and a lot of these mammals that existed do not procreate for a family. They make love and they don't make love, sorry. No. They fuck and they rape their fucking prey, and then they move on. And this is what we believe is part of why we don't see a lot of Bigfoot, is they don't maintain a family unit. Okay. They procreate in a very aggressive way and go their separate ways. So that is the anomaly we found in this body. And so while we were at the body, I had done some preliminary photos and basic foot casts. And later on at the state fair, his Bigfoot expert came over and looked at the foot cast that I had pulled, and he was like, these are 2 different sizes. One was bigger than the other. And so he believes, and I think he might be right, that Dak, my specimen, which was a male, may have tried to approach a larger female Bigfoot, and the other Bigfoot didn't appreciate the advance and bludgeoned him to death. The other theory is that she used and abused him and, praying mantis his ass. Like, we don't know. But there were two different Bigfoot there that battled. That's the theory that I kind of believe. And again, it could have been mating, but it could have been territory. It could have been food. We don't know. So
yeah,
she could have had a boner too.
Yeah, I mean, she identified as a female Bigfoot, but maybe she wasn't.
She fucked him up. He was like, "Oh, wrong one."
Yeah, so you don't see any evidence of any kind of like contusions and broken bones and shit like that from getting if Dak was beat up, you wouldn't see that necessarily. And I mean, you guys don't do an autopsy, but the taxidermy piece didn't show anything. No,
didn't see anything like that. And by the time we got it out, it was he quite lumpy and kind of bloated. So there's possibility he got knocked real hard on the head or something. We don't know. And
so what was that feedback like at the fair? I mean, you had a lot of people, right? You're selling tickets, I think, right, to get in?
We did a suggested donation,
okay.
And we wanted everyone to kind of see it. So we were giving out buttons to kids and just like if you wanted to see Bigfoot, we weren't going to stop you. It was a suggested donation. We had a massive kind of public interest in this piece. The Japanese people came and were documenting it. It got in the Sun. It got in ABC. It was kind of like took off, and I knew it would, but it was kind of crazy. So we also had several kind of other Bigfoot experts who I kind of got blow to blow with publicly. So it's a very interesting kind of microcosm of people. Some people that I used to kind of respect or look up to, who, when I announced the body, and invited some of them to come see it, they would start talking crap about it because my DNA profile shows Neanderthal lineage. And they've been selling like a book about Bigfoot being an ape or Bigfoot being an alien. And that's counterintuitive to them and to their ability to sell their book or whatever. So we got in a fight with the guy who who is the creator of Finding Bigfoot, the TV show, who he bangs on logs and goes out there with a bunch of knuckleheads and, tries to make it an entertaining prospect. And so I invited him to come to the fair and see the body. He wouldn't respond to me. So it's an interesting world for sure.
Is the creator Matt? Is that the guy?
Yep.
Yeah. So I watched that when my daughter was growing up. She loved watching. She was just tiny at the time, but I'm familiar with we don't have to mention names. The big guy, the female, and then Matt. I watched all that, and that's why I get into these wood knocks you're talking about, and the phones and all these things. And I realize, like you're saying, it's not terribly exciting to watch if you're not doing that. It does make for good TV. So that's why they're sort of introducing all this other sort of technology and techniques to sort of make it so people want, I hear noise, like this.
They want to add a little drama to it. It's like ghost hunters.
Right.
They have to add some stuff to it.
But to clarify, to clarify, your reports from Cornell are legitimate. You have documentation that says that this is Neanderthal lineage.
Yep, it's 58.5 or 6% Neanderthal / Denisovan. So I believe Denisovan is more of like Eastern Asia, and the Neanderthal European. And then there is a period that must have crossed over into across the Russia, North America land straits, and that's why we believe there's these different strands in there. And so that bothered the people who believe that Bigfoot could be an angel or a great ape. And there's a lot of people who, Jeff Meldrum is a famous anthropologist who believe that Bigfoot is a great ape, and so there's these pockets of people who have deep embedded kind of beliefs. So when I release that information, you get a complete, tidal wave of support and also critique and criticism. And, a lot of these people, also believe in Dogman and Mothman, and that their sister got, captured by an alien when she was 15. So you really gotta cut through a lot of the noise of these people and kind of just be persistent with your own message.
And those other people selling the books, to the best of my knowledge, they don't have any documentation DNA related saying that it would be an ape.
No.
Right.
No. The craziest people who I've encountered are the ones who believe that Bigfoot is an angel. So they believe that an angel fell to earth, mated with a mammal, creating this Bigfoot, this Nephilim, as they call them. So they believe that Bigfoot is made in the eye of God. Okay?
I gotta be honest. If an angel fell out of the sky, she's got to be able to bang something way high. Fucking animal. I mean, if you see this beautiful angel, you're like, I think I'll just settle for this fucking wildebeest.
And if it's
How would that work?
if it's an angel, don't they have wings? Why would she fall?
Yeah, or she could just fly away. Fly to my house. Come see me.
Yeah, there's a lot of steps in there that don't make sense, right?
Yeah.
So then, when I did the taxidermy and with my friend, we saved Dak's testicles, and I have them in a jar, and that got out to some of the people in this belief system, and I call them this group angels amongst us, and people like David Politis. I don't know if you know him; he's in that world, but he also is like a former cop who is a paranormal expert and in the Bigfoot world, but he also believes a lot about Bigfoot being part angel. So there have been people who have approached me about wanting to get Dak's DNA or testicles because they believe if they can get Bigfoot's DNA and make an offspring with it, it would be a child of God.
Oh, gee.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
Sure. Right.
So I'm
Make me one too. Give me one.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yup.
That's like who would carry that child?
Well, you can make like a Bigfoot mammoth because haven't they cloned a woolly mammoth?
Yeah.
So you could do
They're
this with
working.
Bigfoot.
I don't know if it's been done yet.
Yeah, there's definitely women who would have sex with Bigfoot. I guarantee you that. That's a whole fetish of its own.
Forget the sex part. Like to make an offspring and carry, you don't know what the hell you're carrying. Like where did you get this DNA from? What is it going to look like? What is going to come out? Like it's
what are you going to catch from this thing?
Are you going to die from it? Like I don't.
His blue vein throbber is going to be half the length of the woman.
I don't know.
Yeah, that would hurt coming out for sure.
Yeah.
You want to get a C-section.
Yeah, and this, there's nothing. I mean, you think that fucker is going to be gentle with you? Like, how's this going to work?
It's going to come out, be like,
I mean, I'd watch for sure. There's a market for that as well. I would do that, but I don't want any part of it.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, only foots.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely people who've offered me money for that, and even eugenics stuff. There's the body structure and the stride and the ability of Bigfoot is very interest to other parties for sure. And we've had different random people reach out with inquiries. There's a guy who reached out, his name was Henry Huang, and when I looked up Henry Huang, he actually is associated with Justin Sun. Justin Sun is actually in crypto, and I'm like, Chinese crypto billionaire. One of his associates was poking me about the body, and I'm like, this is getting crazy.
Like he was offering to buy it.
Yeah, inquiring about how much it would sell for, and trying to arrange kind of like an in-person testing with me. And it kind of, I felt like this is real shady. And when you have a specimen like this, like, the reason why I wanted to show it at the New York State Fair is because then you get a mass audience and it's kind of a public forum. To me, doing a private showing to weird rich people seemed like an immediate way to possibly get yourself disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And the location of the Bigfoot right now is not enclosed, like it's secret.
Yeah, I've had to keep it kind of secret. We did have a break-in a while ago, and this person appeared to be on drugs, but he mentioned a couple things. I caught him in me and my uncle's house, and where I had the body in the back garage. He was in the house when we caught this person in the house, and my uncle had a gun on him, and we were able to call the police, but he was mumbling stuff. Again, he was on drugs for sure, but he said like a few times something about a peppermint giant, and I didn't know what that meant, but I was like, peppermint giant, what the hell is he talking about? So I don't know. There's a few people who know about the body who have, like I said, my friend who helped me taxidermy it. He was in medical and medical marijuana and other marijuana up there. And there's some people who I know have knowledge of it who are a little unsavory characters. So I've been trying to like keep it safe for sure.
That guy wanted to bang a hairy angel. That's what the intruder was.
Totally.
Weird. What a fucking weird.
So, well, during taxidermy, any organs that were recognizable and you could tell if it's look similar to a human-like organ or animal?
It was very much human. My taxidermy friend, he had never done an autopsy or done a taxidermy on a human being, of course, but based on the books that we were pulling and we were looking through on our phones and on a tablet, just like kind of going through it while we were taxidermying, it was astoundingly human. And based on what we know from the DNA, that this is a creature that has tons of human DNA and Neanderthal. Neanderthals are pretty much human. So the creature is big. It had larger heart, larger lungs, and larger bones, larger muscle mass. But it was human for sure. The only thing we saw was the bone, the reproductive bone. So
how deep did you get into this? The taxidermy piece, and then the studies you had done at Cornell. I mean, are you able to analyze, what was in their stomach, what they ate? Like, did you go that deep with it? To be
honest with you, we looked at the organs and we only saved things that were kind of anomalies. Everything that looked kind of human, we were chucking out. Like when we opened it up, it was sticky, slimy, decomposing, and nasty.
Yeah.
So, we had blood, fecal sample, and we saved that and the testicles and the reproductive bone. But most everything else was shoveling into black garbage bags and kind of getting, we had to drain out the brain. So we drilled some holes in it and poured some acid in through that and then emptied that out. It was really gross. Yep, it was real gross. A lot of vomiting.
Did you document the process, video or photos?
We have some photos and some video. And it's hard to look at. I've been approached for doing a little documentary on it. I'm still trying to weigh that out. But we have all of that footage and everything. It's real gross.
I'll tell you, it's interesting to me that here. I don't know that anyone's ever thought about it. You see these videos, like the famous video with the thing's walking across the stream and it looks like it's waving or whatever it was doing. So you actually have, possession of a body. And again, I don't know that anybody else has ever had that. So you're in this unique position, and yet you still are able to refrain yourself from being some sort of commercialized I suppose, megastar if this were to, be believed by everybody that should be believing it.
Yeah, the catch-22 in anything with cryptozoology, people are going to dismiss you. So I have become a rock star in certain circles, and it did go to my head for a little bit. It's pretty easy to pick up a chick when you say you got a Bigfoot body, believe it or not. Good way to get them back to your house.
Mm-hmm. Noted.
But it did, like, it's funny because the Japanese documentary people, like, they were immediately there. They wanted to document it. They wanted it to kind of get out there. And we've seen in the U.S., like, it took decades of people talking about UFOs before now the government's kind of agreeing that this is happening. This is a real phenomena. So I'm in a troubled arena of there's so much crap out there, and there's a lot of people online who are just bullshitters who, never go in the woods or claim they're experts. You can go on you can go on Photoshop and create a diploma for being a professional paranormal expert or professional cryptozoologist. Like, you don't need to go to college for this. So you get invited a lot of people who have zero credibility, who it floods the field with a lot of noise. So I've been taking proper next steps to try to make sure that it's not just shoved into Bigfoot world, because that's where I feel like it will go to die, because you'll just get lumped in with the Mothman and aliens and everything else.
How long have you had it now?
I got it like early October 2024. And we did a taxidermy process and a drying process and then a reassembly. And at that point, I applied for the state fair and was able to show it in 2025 in August, which was, shout out state fair. What a great forum for it. And overall was really a great first kind of showing of the body. And attracted a lot of great people and also a lot of crazy people. But it was a real treat for sure.
So when you're talking about a reassembly, I mean, you took off limbs, like arms and legs, or are you just talking about sewing it back together after you had?
Yeah.
Okay.
So sewing it back together, like, you do have to remove anything that can decompose. So you are left with kind of a skeletal and skin, and you kind of have to build it back together. And you have foam inserts and things that you kind of like filler that you kind of put in there. We try to reconstruct the actual body, and things like the hands and the face. These are like real delicate because they're more exposed, and so we've had to put polymers and like almost like not quite Vaselines, but things like that.
Moisturizer or something.
Yeah, to keep it a little bit. It's basically mummified. It's a homemade mummified kind of body, and it's that's how it's been stored, and it's within a casing now out of the elements. So,
yeah, like a clear. Is it
plexiglass?
Yeah, yeah. But do you have like what's it called? Like an inert gas? Like, is it filled with argon or something so oxygen doesn't get in? Or like, how is that preserved?
We have it in there, and we have the some of the preservative packets in there as well, kind of just keeping it stabilized. It's going to decompose more. That was some of these people critique. They come in and look at the body and like, oh, look at it, it's not as big as it was, and it's not as big as it should be, or this and that. I'm like, well, we did have to taxidermy and cut it apart and like reassemble it. It's not, if you would have ran into this thing while it was alive in the woods, it probably ripped your head off. So,
I mean, let's get back. Really, let's talk about this thing's crank, right? This big fucking.
Why are you upset?
Because I'm trying to think. Like, so it's 8 inches, right? You said.
Yeah.
Because Tommy Lee is like 14, and he's not a Bigfoot, right?
Tommy Lee's okay. So Tommy Lee's penis is probably not 8 inches flaccid.
Oh, this is flaccid. Yeah. I guess he didn't die with a boner.
Yeah. So sense. You got to think if it's 8 inches, that's just the bone, and then there's the flesh and everything else
Yeah.
around it.
I mean, so girth wise, he's got to be like, fucking 6 inches round, 4 inches round, something like that, right?
Yeah. He's a hog for sure. I
Wow.
never got to see it hard, Jeff. I apologize for that.
No, I'm just shocked. Like, how does this even work? I mean, so you know what the female's vagina's got to be like? How big that is to be able to accept this?
I can't imagine.
I mean, I think it'd be really cool to find out like a baby Bigfoot. Like, I mean, they're probably born at like fucking 80 pounds or some bullshit, right?
If they don't stay together like families, they just reproduce and separate. You'll probably never catch them fucking together.
Well, no, I'm not. Again, there'd be a market for that as well. But I'm talking about actually finding a baby one. Like what if it's like like if you had a little 1 week old baby Bigfoot? How cool would that be?
It will probably be with its mother because there's still what's the word? Like motherly instinct, I guess, nurturing. Yeah, like it's still gonna take care of it before it goes off on its own.
Yeah, so there's probably never. I mean, you've smelled the Bigfoot when you were first starting off and it was around you, and so no one's really seen a live one. I mean,
there's people
claim
claim,
to, right?
Yeah, and I mean, going to the a baby
show your
Bigfoot.
beer. Don't hide your beer. Show it. Be proud. There you go.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. There's a lot of people who told me personal stories of their experience with Bigfoot. This one woman did say that she was an older lady. She said that back in like the 80s, she had gone into the woods with her partner at the time, her fiance, and they had been walking down this trail, and they came across what appeared to be like a person, a childish like person covered in hair. And the woman's partner approached this creature, and the woman said she told him not to go near it. And the guy started engaging with this young Bigfoot, and then the mother burst through the woods and ripped the guy in half. And she was telling me this straight face. She then told me that the mother Bigfoot came out and stared at her. She was frozen still, and she had peed herself. And the mother Bigfoot collected the baby Bigfoot and went back into the woods, and she was left there with her fiance ripped in half there. She then told me she went and told the police, and they brought the police back, and they basically couldn't piece it together. They couldn't believe that there was an actual Bigfoot there, and they didn't believe that she was capable of killing someone in that fashion. They chopped it up apparently to an animal attack of some sort, even though there's no like bears or anything that were near that area she lived in. She told me that after that she wound up spiraling really hard. Her fiance's husband accused her of some type of evil murder. She started using drugs and had a really rough go of it for like a decade. And it's something that she doesn't like talking about. And again, you could probably find a lot of holes in that story, and Lord only knows. But these people tell me these stories. I hear a lot of stories like that all the time. But in regards to just Adirondack Park specific, there's like several credible people who have told me stories, especially one that stood out to me was a former drill sergeant up at Fort Drum. He told me that he had taken out some cadets on a training mission where they were to go basically on a hike, establish a camp, and establish a perimeter, and then hike back the next day, some training mission. And that night, while they're setting up camp, they were nearby a swampy area, and this howls and noise started coming from the swampy area, and everyone starts freaking out. They don't know what it is. And then boulders and rocks start getting thrown at these people. And it was already dark. They really had to set up the camp properly. They didn't really have a fire going. So they had to kind of hustle, kind of retreat, and kind of build fire, and defended themselves all night long against this unknown creature beast from the swamp. And he told me he had not really shared that story. He didn't really want to go on a camera. I did interview a couple people about their stories. He didn't want to go on camera still. He said he wanted to get his pension. He wanted to retire without causing any controversy. And they kind of all swore themselves to secrecy. He was a very convincing guy. And did I check his credentials to know that he was from Fort Drum? I didn't really do that. So, but he, there's some people that would tell you straight to your face these stories. So part of me really wants to believe some of these people.
Well, and understandably, 99% of the population is going to think you're full of shit, right? And all these other people are full of shit. But all you got is hearsay, stories, grainy video, like all these things. But you actually have documented scientific proof. Yep. So, I don't know how you can dispute that, right? Unless because science doesn't lie. So if it's true science, it didn't lie, right?
Right.
Yep.
So, do you do private showings?
Not show your privates, private showings.
Well, I haven't shown my privates for money in a while, But the thing with the body, especially after the break-in, and like I said, I did exploit it for a little bit, absolutely. And you start showing too many people, it becomes a problem. That's what I found. So it's like you kind of want to pick and choose where you show it, and the security is important.
If BrewsNBanter did a road trip,
I don't think you're far from us. I saw your your area code for your phone number, so you're only 2 hours from us, really.
Well, I bounced back and forth from further up in Adirondack Park, and then I have family in Sodus, out in Ontario.
It's only an hour from us. Yep.
Yep. And that's the area that I'm kind of keeping it under wraps. So
we can make a road trip if we were able to.
I'm down for a road trip. I want to see Bigfoot. Now, so there's people use Bigfoot and Sasquatch. What's the difference? It's just different name for the same creature?
Different names. So the thing with people in like Pacific West, like they have different storyline, different type of body type that they're characterizing with what they see out there. And I believe Bigfoot is more Eastern U.S. nomenclature. I could be wrong, and I'll probably get crucified by that. But yeah, Sasquatch or Bigfoot interchangeable. There's skunk ape in Florida. There's Ohio grassman in Ohio. And they all have different body types and body frame and stride. So it's a complex ecosystem. And a lot of the sightings that happened in Adirondack Park are usually in the fall. So we do believe that there's kind of a migration that happens in the fall. And it could be coming from Canada south around that time to be in a warmer climate, or vice versa. We're not really sure. But they are able to go long distances for sure.
I'm wondering if any hunters have. I mean, during fall, that's hunting season. So, if there have been hunters who have any sightings, I've hunted at Moose River Plains. I don't know exactly where you found this body. Have you ever shared a location?
Not exactly. I do plan on going back out there. Maybe maybe we can go together.
Where
we could do that.
It was a good 15-minute drive on that logging road.
Yep.
And I'll tell you where I usually enter from off camera, and then you just go through those sites that first come first serve, basically. And there's one side that myself and my friends, we do like this annual trips. We haven't done it in a while. Last one I've been to was 2022, and you're basically there. There's no cell signal. We have to drive for a good 20-30 minutes before we can get a cell service. But we all go to the hunting site, but we all separate afterwards. We all go different directions, and there's certain paths. I've come up on the bears. But like thinking and knowing that there could be a creature like this, it's, I carry firearms with me, so, but you never know,
You never know. And like, I stumbled upon it by happenstance. I've been hunting for Bigfoot and I've looked for signs and all of those things, but I think it was just dumb luck for me. Like the biggest tool I had in my arsenal was my nose. I could just smell that fucker from quite a ways away. That was it. Dumb luck, to be honest, could have been you.
It's kind of how Frank
could have been him smelling, or could have been him smelling.
Either one.
And then you got a Yeti, which is just like a polar Bigfoot, right? I mean, it's like deer. Like you go down south, they're smaller deer than they are up north because.
I wonder if there's a different name or a name exists for Bigfoot in different countries.
Yeah, they're all different names. Like Yeti is in the Himalayan mountains, and I've had a couple people real serious people tell me they had experience with Yeti there too, hiking in the 70s. Saw a mountain yak ripped in half, and he looked up the hill, and there was something way up at the top of the hill that was blending in with the mountainside. And he told me straight faced, and this is the guy was a professor, like. Yep. What are you going to do? Like, I totally believe that. And, part of the reason the Japanese TV and documentary crew came to the state fair is because they have their version of Bigfoot there. So it's something that's a phenomenon that happens across the world. So you really have to kind of think about that. It can be, you can reduce it down to, there's always something going bump in the night in the woods that, but there's the storylines, the descriptions of the creatures. There's a consistency that, it's really hard to kind of like argue with.
So, we'll probably wrap things up here. So we'll talk about, how people can get a hold of you, where they can see these things, your website, but what's next right now? What's your next plan for what you're going to do with what you have?
Right now, I'm looking at another showing. It's all about, I don't have lots of funds to kind of pull things together. I'm trying to be smart about it. I've been offered to show it at different like Bigfoot stuff, but like I said, I don't think showing it someplace like that is great. So it's kind of like, where's the best arena for me to show it? And I've been trying to kind of write down my thoughts too about how I found it and kind of like do my best about writing it down. Not sure what that would turn into, but I do think it's important to kind of document and tell my story like I told you guys with a little more detail. And a lot of that for me is because I want people who are going out there to be careful and safe. Not everybody goes in the woods armed or with bear spray even. But I want to make sure that everyone going out into the Adirondack Park is safe and aware. Because I do believe that's part of my main responsibility, is letting people know that this exists. I reached out to a lot of the Adirondack mountain clubs and Adirondack organizations, trying to explain the situation to them as well, so that they can maybe let their people know that they should be careful out there. So,
isn't the Adirondack Park we talked about? Isn't like, it's not 65 million acres or something. Isn't it like 65,000 or something?
I think it's bigger than Rhode Island, right?
It's huge. It's bigger than a lot of combined state parks. Yeah. It's a mixed use too. There's public, private. There's it's just a huge swath of land, which makes it more complex. And people ask me too, like, why won't people kind of credibly certify this or recognize it? Is that there's also, if you think about animal rights organizations or logging rights or environment, land use, like when you acknowledge this type of life form exists there, you're going to have a lot of new rules and regulations that could interfere with business and government. So there's a lot of reasons why people don't want to spread the word on it.
So to get a hold of you, your website, your social media platforms, what is all that information?
Yep, I'm at bigfootsremains.com. And lately I've been taking people's submissions. So if you have a Bigfoot story in the area, we're tracking those. And then on Instagram at Bigfoot's Remains. And that's where we're announcing things and telling stories and talking to people.
And so it's Bigfoot's with an S Remains.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
And Snake, what's the price on it?
Oh boy,
$20 is $20.
Curious.
I haven't thought about it. I'm stuck with it for a while, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
That's still early enough. You've only had it, year and a half or, close.
Yeah. I think it will go into the right hands. That's my main concern. Like I said, that's the main concern, and raising awareness. But yeah, it's a project.
We certainly appreciate you spending time with us, and it's a much more detailed journey than I thought it would be.
Yeah, and we'll get in touch. We'll do a road trip if you'll have us. Would like to put together a road trip content as well, and bring more awareness. It'll be fun.
Yeah, you guys would have a great time. I'm telling you.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll bring beers.
Yep.
So we're gonna get off here now. Stay on the not on the line, right? We're staying on the stay on the Zoom.
We want to say thank you to all the followers, listeners. We appreciate you. We'd ask if you would love to support this podcast and what we've been doing with this show. Please support us by purchasing our merchandise on BrewsNBanter.store.com. We appreciate it. Thank you to Hopped Up Network. Thank you to Big Oyster Brewing Company for sponsoring this episode. And thank you, Snake.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Your wedding begins here. You've found your person. Now find your perfect place. Welcome to Marin County, where your love story meets its perfect setting. Exchange vows beneath ancient redwoods on a sun-kissed beach or overlooking the sparkling San Francisco Bay. Whether you're planning an intimate elopement or a grand affair, Marin offers the space and the spirit to make your wedding uniquely yours. Discover where forever begins at visitmarin.org and explore the weddings page for details.